Let's take a look at the chart action for Cardano. All right, so here's what we've been looking at. We had a big uptrend going like this. We had this trend line right here that we were watching. Basically, we were getting support right here, support right here, support right here. Every time we were coming into that trend line, we were getting support and bouncing to the upside. Right here, we didn't get that support and we broke through to the downside. So ever since this point right here, I set up a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top. And what we'd get is Fibonacci retracement levels. So the 38% level is sitting at 2.32. The 50% level is sitting at 2.072, and the 61% level is sitting at 1.82. And those are the ones that I've been pretty much watching. So if we zoom in, we can see that the 38% level has got bounced on a few times, which is pretty cool. So if you put limit orders right here and then sold when it started trending down, you could have took profits pretty much. So you buy right here when it starts trending down, take profits, buy again right here, starts trending up, it starts trending down, take profits, buy again down here. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been kind of doing. I didn't hit every time. We hit this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 didn't last and we broke through it. This one wasn't that great of a bounce, but these other ones were pretty good bounces. Right there was a pretty good bounce. Right there is a good bounce. Right there is a good bounce. And each one of these ones is a good, from the 38% level right there, 11%. From here to up here, 17%. That's if you caught the top though. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. I took profits, I think, like right up here, possibly. When it started trending back down, I think I took profits in this area. And then I bought back down, and I think I've just been kind of holding on to it ever since then. But you can see how the 38% level does act as support. And look right now what's happening on the 50% level. We're getting a similar support. Boom, hit it, got support. We're kind of bouncing right here. We haven't really got those huge bounces that we were getting at the 38% level, but it's still holding support. And this is where one of my limit orders was. So we filled this one, and I'm kind of wondering if we could fill this one. We kind of wicked down right here, but we didn't completely get down there and fill it. So basically what I'm watching right now is we have resistance right here, and ever since then we had a downtrend, something like this. And as you can see, it's been getting resistance every time we go into that level, just from this resistance right there and resistance right there. I mean, that one, you could just draw a trend line just from those two, and this one solidified it. But even just from those two, we're still getting that downtrend, and we still haven't broke it. So that's basically what I'm watching, is this trend line right here. Until we break this trend line going to the upside, then I'm pretty much figuring that it's going to give us resistance, and we might be at least trying to fill these limit orders or getting volatility and bouncing pretty much to the downside in general. We also have this 180 moving average. This looks like it might be giving us resistance too. I would like to see us break above this 180 moving average. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what the daily looks like. So we have the daily time frame, something like this. We're below the 9 moving average right now. We broke below the 9 moving average right here, and we've been trending kind of in a bear trend ever since then. So what I would like to see us do is clear above this 9 moving average right here, that blue line. Let me delete some of this other stuff so you can kind of see it a little bit better. I have a bunch of stuff on my chart right now. This might help let you see it better. Okay, so we have this blue line right here. It's the 9 moving average, if I can get it. Okay, it's right there. And we broke below it right here, and ever since then, bear trend. I think once we can break above it and maybe hold support on it, that's going to be a bullish signal. I think just being above it as opposed to below it is a bullish signal. Bullish, bearish. Right now we're below it, so that's not the best, but all we have to do is break through it, and that will be the signal that we're maybe changing direction. Like I said, it kind of lines up with this trend line, something like this. So I think once we break the trend line, once we break the moving average, it's going to be it's going to be kind of the same thing. So that's pretty much what I'm watching. The limit orders on these levels right here, that's what I'm doing. 2.32, 207, and 182. Let's see if we can hit that 182 and then get that bounce. But it looks like we're already kind of coming in to test this downtrend right here. I'm kind of curious if we're going to break through right now. I think even if we do break through, though, we're going to have to be a little cautious, because we would have to form higher highs to be really in a bull trend. So what I would be watching is pretty much the previous resistance levels. So maybe something like 2.64. If we break through this trend line right here, I'll be pretty much targeting maybe like 2.64. And if we could get up to this level, then maybe like 2.96 or something like that. That's pretty much how I'd be playing it. But until we do break this trend line going to the upside, I'm still figuring we're in a downtrend. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so if we swing over the total crypto market cap, here's what I'm looking at. Basically, something similar. We had a big uptrend right here, and then we broke that going to the downside right there. I've been talking about the Fibonacci retracement levels. I did a YouTube short about this and talking about how we're watching the Fibonacci retracement levels. So look what happened, guys. We came down, hit that 38% level, was bouncing on that, got resistance on the 23% level, that red line, and then we started bouncing back down. We hit the 50% level and got support on it, and now we're bouncing to the upside. So just to show you that this Fibonacci retracement, these Fibonacci retracement levels are pretty cool. So basically, same thing as Cardano. We have resistance right here, and we have resistance right here. It's giving me a downtrend, something like this. Until we break, we could basically get rid of mostly all this other stuff. We did hit the 50% level, which is a good thing. That's basically what I was watching, what I was waiting for. Not waiting for, but what I was looking for. And so, like I said, we have the resistance right there, resistance right there. Until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'm figuring that this is going to give us, this trend line right here is going to give us some resistance, and we might be trending to the downside, and we might have to be looking at this level or maybe even this level. But right now it looks like that 50% level is holding support. Let's see if we could get some bounces, maybe something like this, and then eventually test this trend line and maybe break through it and head back to the upside. We don't know until we break this trend line, though, so it's possible until we do break the trend line, I'm figuring we're trending down pretty much. But let's see if we get some volatility. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking about. All right, let's swing over to Cardano versus Ethereum. So here's what we've been watching these charts pretty much, and we watched these downtrends. Something like this, we could put a trend line at the resistance, and once we break this trend line going to the upside, we can start watching Cardano again. We did it right there. We did it right here. It looks like we're breaking out of this downtrend right now too. So basically what I'm watching, though, what I'm kind of looking at now is we have resistance right here and resistance right here, giving me a downtrend, something like this. It looks like we're about to come up and test it right now. But we also have support right here and support right here. So we can do a bottom trend, something like this. It kind of looks like a falling wedge, kind of something like this. Let's see if we could break out of this trend line right here, and then we could retest this previous resistance right there and previous resistance right there. That's pretty much what I would be watching. So basically, if we could break this trend line going to the upside, that'll be good for Cardano. We're on the 4-hour time frame when we have this 180 moving average right there. I think we'll want to keep an eye on that too. I think if we could break above that, that'll be a bullish signal as well. All right, so if we go back to Cardano, the main thing I'm watching is this downtrend right here. Until we break that downtrend going to the upside, which it looks like we're about to come up and test right now. Let's see if we could break through and come up and retest these previous resistance levels. If not, I'll be watching these Fibonacci retracement levels for some limit orders. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you want to support the channel, hit up my Patreon.